Hello, and welcome back to the Pet Marketing Unleashed podcast. Today, I am excited to chat to you and have a quick episode here about one of the most underrated ways to grow your pet business in your community without running yourself ragged on social media, and that's partnerships. Now, partnerships sound very simple in theory. You just swap referrals with other businesses, right? But in reality, a lot of pet business owners either avoid them completely or they jump into ones that don't really move the needle. I've seen both. So I still remember actually back when I used to work for a doggy daycare and pet resort, the owner had us running around like all over, probably within like a 30-minute radius, handing out treats and brochures and business cards to every single local business in sight. So instead of stopping by 2 veterinarians in our area and really developing that partnership, we went to every single one that was listed in that radius. And we had to be really quick, right? Because we couldn't spend that much time on it, right? So it was just like a quick, like, here's some brochures, bye, see you later. And it was very, like, it sounds really good in theory, right? Because you have like more touch points, right? You're reaching out to more businesses, but I was not developing real relationships with these people. So it really just made us look disingenuous, in my opinion. We didn't really build relationships. Those businesses really never referred back to us. We tracked referrals and we didn't really see a lot of results from this. And it was very surface level marketing. And honestly, it was just kind of exhausting. And this was before I had founded Pet Marketing Unleashed and really knew about the industry. I was still gaining my experience and I was just doing what the business owner told me to do. But even then, it still just felt wrong. I used to go with the dog trainer that we had on site for the pet resort. And we're like, this just really doesn't make sense. This doesn't feel authentic. This doesn't feel genuine. It really just did not make sense to actually build relationships that resulted in referrals. And when you talk about the pet industry, I say this all the time in like every single context, whether it's marketing or business or websites or branding, whatever it is, the pet industry is built on trust. It's a very trust-based business. You need to build trust. And so when we're just throwing pamphlets at everybody, you're not building trust, you're not building relationships, and that's how you get the best referrals. So today, we're going to talk about how to do it differently and better. So by the end of this episode, you will know exactly what kind of partnerships work, how to approach them in a way that feels genuine, why collaborating with your competitors might just be your secret growth hack, and some of the biggest mistakes to avoid so you do not waste your time with this, because it can be time intensive, but it can also be so worth it. Let's get into it. Welcome, Petpreneur, to the Pet Marketing Unleashed podcast. I'm your host, Michaela Vargas, founder, designer, and educator behind Pet Marketing Unleashed. This podcast is all about growing your pet business without the stress. Here, you'll find episodes packed with actionable tips and advice for streamlining your online presence, avoiding burnout, and onboarding new clients while you're away from your desk or out with the dogs. So pop in those earbuds and learn stress-free marketing and website strategies with me while you head out on your next dog walk, pet sitting visit, drive to your next session, or just wherever your pet business takes you next. Let's dive in. Okay, I first want to dig into why partnerships matter more than ever, because honestly, social media in 2025 is not what it used to be. Organic reach is lower. It's like, I swear, at an all-time low. And ads are more expensive. You're competing with way more noise than ever before when it comes to being a small business on social media and online. Partnerships, on the other hand, are one of the easiest and lowest cost ways to grow your business. Yes, it might be time intensive, but really initially more of like the setup part of it. And then from there, it can help you just grow your business over time, because referrals from trusted businesses will convert higher than almost any other marketing channel. That's what's so important about partnerships and referrals. If a veterinarian or a rescue or even another dog walker says, hey, I recommend you call your business name, the client will almost always listen, especially if that's something that they're already looking for. It's free, high quality marketing right there. And the bonus is that it feels so much less stressful than trying to keep up with the Instagram algorithm. You guys likely know how I feel about Instagram and social media and all of that. It's truly exhausting. And so the ability to harness other ways to bring in referrals and business into your company is just key. I love finding ways of building true relationships, of building true ways to actually grow your business without just getting stuck in that hamster wheel of social media. So what makes a good partnership? Like, what are these partnerships? Before you go out and start approaching every single business in town like we did back in the day, let's talk about what makes a good one. So number one, you need to have a values alignment. The way that they care for pets and communicate with clients should feel very aligned with your own standards for your business. If you pride yourself on very detailed, reliable communication, you don't want to send clients to someone who's hard to reach or disorganized, or they don't really have whatever your values are as a business. This other business should also have similar values because you're going to appeal to similar people. Another thing to look at is reputation check. Look at their reviews. What is their track record? Don't just Google 10 vets and then say, okay, I'm going to go to all these vets, right? We want to actually look which ones have the best reviews. Nothing is worse than partnering with someone who does not take good care of pets or has a shady history or weird stuff that you don't want to get involved with. You want to definitely do your research before reaching out to anybody when it comes to partnerships. Number 3, figuring out if it's a personal fit. Honestly, this is where you just do you like them? Do you vibe with them? Partnerships are relationships. You want this to be a real relationship. You will be communicating with this person. You want to grab coffee with them or hop on a call before making it official. You want to have an actual relationship with them that feels really good on a personal level and a professional level. And lastly, mutual benefit. This is never going to be a one-way street or it will never work. If you are sending them referrals, but they never send any back or vice versa, resentment can build very, very quickly. Now, there can be exceptions to this. Obviously, if you have a very high-ticket program and you're doing midday dog walking, obviously there can be different types of conversion rates. But ultimately, you want to see those referrals come in and you're bringing in quality people that make sense. And they know that you're actively participating in the partnership and it's benefiting both of you. That is super crucial to making sure that you have a good partnership. So again, let's go through those. Number 1, values alignment. You guys are both aligned when it comes to your business values. 2, reputation check. This business has a very good reputation. 3, a personal fit. Do you like them? Do you vibe with them? Can you be involved with them in a relationship? And number 4, mutual benefit. Could this partnership be beneficial for both of you guys? Okay, so here's some of the partnerships that can work. I want to go through some examples just so that you can kind of see what I'm talking here when it comes to partnerships. What do partnerships even do for me? How do I know which types of businesses to reach out to? How does this work, right? So let's talk examples. These are the partnerships that I see really working really well. So partnering with shelters and rescues. You can do things here too. Obviously, when I say partnerships, it's not just a matter of dropping off business cards and calling it a day. It's not just a matter of establishing a relationship with them and calling it a day. You can actually develop a lot of things to work for a partnership. A piece of it could be getting the business cards and all that kind of stuff to them. But another piece of it is also figuring out what you guys can offer together. It can be figuring out discounts. It can be different events that you can do together. It can be highlighting your photography in their building. There's tons of different ways that you can make this happen. So again, as I go through these examples, if anything sticks out to you or resonates with you, write that down because obviously I'm going to go through a lot of different scenarios here and some of them might not resonate with you. Some of them might. So write down what works and go from there. Okay, so for the shelters and rescues, you can offer discounts to new adopters. You can sponsor adoption events. You can walk a foster dog and post it on your social media. And with this, you'll be able to connect with pet parents right when they're most likely to need services. So right when they are going in to adopt a dog, you can be there for veterinary services. You can be there to have a fun photography session. You can be there to walk their dog or to have a pet sitter. Or obviously, when you adopt, a lot of times you're going to need training. So this is the perfect opportunity to meet people where they're at when they're potentially going to be needing your services. And again, just making sure that it's a mutually beneficial relationship. So you're offering something that can also help these shelters and rescues as well, right? If you're walking some of their foster dogs and promoting it on social media, that's also helping them get these dogs that need to be adopted in front of more eyeballs. So there's a lot of different ways that you can make it mutually beneficial. All right, veterinarians and groomers. So they already have client trust. So a simple referral card exchange or bundled service is really powerful here. So you can co-host educational workshops on wellness or enrichment. If you're a photographer, again, like I mentioned, if it's a physical space, you can hang up your photography. You can take pictures of some of the grooming before and afters and hang that up on their walls or post it on their social media for them to get your name out there. And people can, if you took a picture of their after photo, then they can share that on their social media and say, hey, this photographer took that photo. There's a lot of different ways to get creative with what needs to happen in their business to help boost visibility on both sides of it. And then from there, you guys can start to promote each other. Another example of a good partnership could be between a dog trainer and a doggy daycare. This could be where dog trainers can recommend daycares, they can recommend, or, could be even any other type of pet care provider. So dog walkers, they can refer overnight care, or these businesses can host like puppy socials together where both businesses benefit, right? Because puppies are going to need a dog trainer and puppies might need to go to doggy daycare. They might need a dog walker, like whatever sort of business can come together, and it also makes your life easier, right? The best partnerships make your life easier. If you are a doggy daycare, you don't want puppies coming in that are not well behaved, right? So if you're partnered with a dog trainer, not only can you send them their way, but it's also going to make your life easier in managing or operating that doggy daycare because you're not going to have a whole bunch of puppies with issues, right? So that's where, again, looking at the functionality of your business, what kind of partnership would actually help your business? If you're a pet sitter and you're noticing that a lot of dogs have mats or their nails are really long and a lot of clients are struggling with that grooming care, can you partner with a groomer? So seeing what actually makes sense for your business that will help your business run smoother, those are the best partnerships. Next would be like local shops or cafes. So you could do cross promotions at checkout counters, you can do events. You can even do those simple flyer swaps with them that just helps you reach more pet parents where they're already hanging out. So if there's like a pet-friendly cafe or a cat cafe, a lot of businesses, while they may not be specifically dog businesses, like where they're not providing dog services, can still be really great partnerships. I talked about this also in my interview with Heidi on like community partnerships and things like that. I think that'll be a really helpful episode for you guys to listen in on because it's so crucial to understand that it's not just about dog businesses, it's also businesses that love dogs, right? Other opportunities like apartment buildings, real estate agent, carpet cleaning companies. Like there's so many different opportunities for partnerships in your community of businesses that either interact with dogs or need, if you get your carpets cleaned, number one, because maybe they had accidents and now we need a dog trainer. Or number two, we just need to get them out of the house for the day so that they can clean the carpets. So we need a dog walker, we need a doggy daycare, that sort of thing. Next up, pet photographers. Be the official photographer for community events or display photos at a physical location with your business cards right beside them. Like there's so many ways, again, you get to decorate an office and showcase your portfolio of photography. And then on their side, they get to showcase animals that they've worked with and be able to decorate their office. So lots of fun things you can do with partnerships. So those are just some examples to get your head spinning with ideas on how you can make a partnership work. But again, my overall takeaway from all of these examples is just trying to figure out what would make your life easier as a business. Think about things that are pain points for your businesses, things that your clients or your clients' pets struggle with that can be helpful for somebody to step in and solve that problem. And it'll also make your life easier, help another business, bring in more business for them, which makes them more likely to refer business to you. The win-win partnerships are seriously the best. And one more example before we move on that is so important and so underrated and so missed so often that I love to talk about is partnering with your competitors. It is so beneficial. With this partnership, you can take each other's overflow during busy holidays. You can cover for one another during vacations or emergencies. You can also trade clients that aren't the right fit. I always like to give the example of when I worked at another doggy daycare. The one that I worked, like they're both completely different vibes. One was more adventure, exciting, more active dogs, whereas the other one was connected to a veterinary office, more like stress-free, fear-free environment. So there would be certain dogs that would fit in better into one environment over the other, or perhaps while you guys are competitors, you offer somewhat different services. So if one only takes dogs, but the other one takes dogs and cats, the other one might be a better option for somebody who has both of those animals. But the reason that this is so powerful is that if you're able to refer a client to a competitor who's a better fit, it builds even more trust and loyalty, and clients see that you care about them more than just booking the sale, and that's so powerful when it comes to growing your business. So not only are you able to refer more high-quality clients to each other, but you're also able to foster a lot of trust with your community, and they'll still be more likely to refer to you even if they end up at the other place. And again, I also have to add a last disclaimer here. Don't forget about other lesser known types of businesses that are pet focused. So this could be canine massage therapists, even Reiki specialists that also work with pets, or pet friendly apartment communities. So think bigger than just the obvious dog centric businesses in your area. It does not just have to be dog businesses. All right, so how do you start and grow a partnership? Like, how do you actually make these happen? My first piece of advice here is just to start small. You can share about them on social media. You can tag them in posts where it makes sense. You can message them on Instagram. Just start slow, start engaging with their content, start commenting on the things that they post, and start building a relationship very organically so it feels very genuine. It feels like you are supporting their business. So build that trust first. Do not cold pitch them. Comment on your posts, attend their events, introduce yourself in a genuine way before asking them for anything. Next, you can even test a simple referral, see how it goes, right? So say you do have somebody that you think would be a good fit for their business, send them their way and check in with that client. Hey, were you happy with the service? Were you happy with how it all went? That's a really good marker of like, okay, this seems like this could be a really good referral. They might already now be recognizing your name and be like, oh, they've been following me on social media. They've been commenting. We've connected and introduced ourselves to each other and they just sent somebody my way. That's pretty cool, right? And see if they send somebody back your way. It should flow organically. Start referring people to them, see how it goes. And then from there, you can grow it intentionally. So that's when you can reach out to them and see about how you guys can help each other more formally. Maybe like a referral bonus. You can co-host an event together. You can build a package together if that makes sense. You can create a referral discount for each other's clients. There's so many different ways that you can establish the partnership, but essentially just by being in their arena, already having a relationship with them, it's so much easier to then reach out and be like, hey, like I've seen you around. I love what you're doing. Our values seem to really align. Would you happen to want to get on a call or go grab a coffee and talk through how we can help each other grow our businesses? Keep it simple. Just make sure that it feels really good and reciprocal. And especially with your competitors, you want to be really transparent. You could say, I get a lot of requests that I can't take, and I'd love to have a reliable partner to refer to. And in return, I'd be happy to take some of your overflow during the holidays or times that you're booked up. So just putting it out there, being really transparent and making it mutually beneficial. Now, a couple of mistakes that I want to make sure that you avoid, and a few things to watch out for, which I've kind of talked about some of these already, but it's important enough that I do want to reiterate, is forming too many partnerships. It can come across as insincere and you will not be able to nurture them well when you have so many partnerships. Another mistake to avoid is one-sided relationships. If it feels unbalanced, you need to have an honest conversation or move on. The next mistake is relying only on partnerships for growth. Obviously, this is just one aspect to growing your business. You do not want to rely on somebody else in order to grow your business. Partnerships are truly wonderful. I love them, but we have to remember that businesses evolve, people move, things change. All of that, you cannot rely on someone else being a referral for the end all be all of your business, right? We want to make sure that we're diversifying our marketing. This is just one aspect to do so. And of course, another mistake is do not skip your research. You need to protect your reputation as a business owner by making sure that your partner is truly someone that you feel comfortable about recommending, because you do not want to, again, if you put too much weight on a partner, you don't want to have that affect your business, whether it becomes you relying on them for your business or just relying on them in terms of reputation. We do not want to do that. So just making sure that you are doing your research ahead of time, making sure that there's someone you feel really comfortable with and proud to refer to and have clients go back and forth. So next steps, here is your homework. Think of one or two businesses that you already admire or whose clients you know already overlap with yours. Reach out to them this month in a very non-salesy way. So maybe this starts out by just commenting on their posts, stopping by their shop, or sending a simple intro message and introducing the concept of potentially getting together and getting to know each other and see how it goes from there. Just start establishing those relationships. Don't worry about partnership agreements and exactly how it's going to work and all of the formal details. Just start putting yourself out there, introducing yourself to businesses that you think could be a good match for you, and start developing those conversations. And when you are finally ready to pitch something more official, I've also got you covered with a free email template to make it super easy, along with even more tips than we went through in this episode to initiate the conversation more effectively and seamlessly, which we're all about. You can grab the Pet Business Partnership email template in the show notes, or you can just head directly to petmarketingunleashed.com/partnership-template. That's partnership-template. I truly believe that partnerships are one of the best ways to grow your business without adding more stress to your plate. Remember, start small, nurture the relationships, and don't overlook your competitors because they might just be the secret to steady referrals and a stronger local network. I truly, again, believe that partnerships are so important, not only for helping our businesses grow, but just not feeling so dang alone as pet business owners, because I know that we can. When we're in the hustle and the grind of being a business owner, it can feel very isolating. So even just building partnerships to be able to vent with, because they're likely dealing with very similar things that you are when it comes to burnout or stress or clients or payroll or finding good staff members, like whatever it is. We are all in it together as pet business owners, and to be able to find relationships, community, partnerships, whatever it is so invaluable to us as business owners. It can help in so many different ways, especially when it's mutually beneficial and you find the right fit. So I encourage you again to reach out to 1 or 2 people this week to at least just engage in conversation, get to know each other, start those relationships. You've got this. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for listening to the Pet Marketing Unleashed podcast all the way to the end. You're the best. If you loved what you heard, please share the podcast with your pet biz friends. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and leave us a 5-star review. We love to hear what you think of the show, and we are so grateful for all the support and love you show by sharing the podcast with others. And don't forget to stop by our website, petmarketingunleashed.com, where you'll find a ton of resources, recommended tools, blogs, templates, courses, and more to help you grow a stress-free and fulfilling pet business. Here's to saving time, ditching the stress, and standing out from the pack. Thanks again so much for listening, and I will be back soon with a new episode. Bye for now.